all, it's Cass here with our annual end of financial year updates and preparation for the next financial year. I can't actually believe I'm talking about the end of the financial year. This year has just flown by, but June is just around the corner. So what do you need to know about the upcoming end of financial year? It's really important you have a look at this video, maybe watch it once or twice if you need to know some of this information so that it sinks in. Some interesting things to know in the last financial year, we have had a massive influx of business, and thank you all so much for your patience as our team has been working really, really hard to get all the SMSFs across the line for the ATO deadlines. But you may be interested to know that it's not just our company. Across the board, new SMSF setups have skyrocketed, and even the ATO is finding it really hard to keep up. So don't panic if we haven't lodged you exactly on time. The ATO has been very lenient on extending the deadlines because they're not keeping up anyway. We've also added a lot of new staff to our team, so we have some extremely good accountants. I'm so proud to have the accountants that we have on board. Some of them have 15 years or more experience in SMSF alone. They are just SMSF accountants. So we have a great team to back you, and if you haven't already, you will definitely have an allocated accountant to you that you can liaise with and ask all your questions and be your ongoing point of contact. Of course, we'll have staff changes. We just can't avoid that, but hopefully the wonderful, lovely staff we've got will be staying for the long term. So first thing I need to talk about is that we have an annual engagement letter email that will be coming out to you any day now. The good news is we're not increasing our fees, we're keeping them exactly the same. We'll also use the same ongoing payment method that you've already been set up. And just a reminder, what we do is we take your annual fee, divide it by 12, and direct debit that from your Macquarie Bank account. The engagement letter will come out to you. You just need to click a few buttons and DocuSign it. We just need to do this every year. It's just part of the legal requirement that you are agreeing to engage our services for the next year, which we hope you will be doing. So please make sure you approve it before the end of July. If you don't, then there's going to be some months that you miss payment for, and then we have to do a lot of mucking around to get catch-up payments, and then people ask us questions, why am I paying double this month? It's because you're catching up. So the easiest thing to do is just approve it before end of July so that we can just roll right on. So thank you for doing that. We look forward to being of great service to you for the next year. If you don't get the engagement email, first thing, please check your junk, your spam. If you still can't find it, call our number on our website, 1300 333 121, and ask for Harry. Harry is doing all of this engagement process. Thank you. So just a few things for end of financial year 2024, 30th of June. Here are some tips and things you need to do beforehand. So if you have gold and silver, like a fair lot of our clients do, make sure you get a newspaper or a magazine dated 30th of June or after. 1st of July, or even sometime in the first week of July. Lay out all your gold and silver on the newspaper, and if you've got a large quantity, do it in separate photographs. So lay out 3 bars of gold bullion, 10 ounces. Make sure the photograph can see the date of the newspaper and the gold bullion. I also find it really good just to do a video as well. I go, here's the date, here's the 3 bars. And then do that for each of your gold and silver that you need to verify for the auditor. A really big tip that I've got in trouble with, if you have personal gold and silver, please keep that completely separate. Don't mix it up and send photos of your personal gold and silver to the auditor, because technically you're required to keep it separate and they will pick you up on the fact that you're storing it together. All right, so yes, the video is a really good idea, easiest way to go. Don't send them all to us now. Wait till your accountant sends you They will start looking at your fund. They will send you an email of the things that they want from you. That's when you send it all to the accountant so they can look at it all in one go. You can email them earlier if you really want to get them off your plate, but we do prefer them all in one go. So there might be other things you need to send in. You can read our frequently asked questions document on our website, but it's standard things like receipts for anything that you have paid money for, invoices, your bank statements, if you're not with Macquarie Bank, any receipts for any purchases, any sales, any expenses, very similar to what you provide your normal tax accountant for your own tax returns. Okay, that's the most important part. There's some other things you might want to consider. Firstly, contributions. There's lots of different types of contributions, concessional contributions, non-concessional contributions, and a whole host of other ones. We have videos on if you go to our website, look for our YouTube channel, we have a copious amount of videos talking about concessional and all the other type of contributions. Watch them. If you're still unsure, contact your accountant and they can guide you through. The next thing is pensions. So this won't apply to everybody, but if you are over 60, it can be very beneficial to put the fund into pension mode. It's not as complicated as it seems. It is simply talking to your accountant. It is a thing that we do in the background of the computer system to put you in pension mode, and you need to take a minimum amount out, which you would have to do before 30th of June. So if you're over 60, the benefit of doing it is that all the income in the super fund is tax-free. So if you've got dividends on shares, interest in a bank account, or mainly capital gains on sale of gold and silver or property, really good idea to go into pension mode. So think about that now, contact your accountant. The accountants have been incredibly busy doing end of financial year deadlines. Now, May leading into June is when they turn their mind to pensions. So if you're over 60 and you've got income in your super fund, contact your allocated accountant. Your investment strategy. I have spoken about this before. You have to do an investment strategy. It's the one thing we absolutely cannot do for you. It's another wonderful tax office law. But it's really, really simple. It's basically you just deciding what you're investing in. If you haven't changed your strategy, you've just bought some gold and silver or a property or some shares and nothing's changing, you don't need to do anything. But if you have, for example, changed your investment strategy, maybe you've bought gold and silver and then now you go to sell it and buy property, you'll need to do a new investment strategy. You can contact your accountant and we'll send you a template that can help you out with that. Some really good news going forward, really exciting. This has sort of been I've got weird dreams. My dream as an accountant for a very, very long time, 10 years plus, to have a firm to get to the point where we can do monthly processing. We are bringing that in. Your wonderful manager, Peter, is so organised and she's bringing that in. What that means is that we'll be processing your account monthly. You won't have to be waiting to the end of the year for us to be madly catching up. We'll be doing it monthly, and we'll also be giving you access to a client portal. So for those of you that are really on the ball and really want access and be able to look up your fund and see how much you've got, we will be able to offer that very, very soon. We're starting from July, but it will take us a while to roll it out and get up to date and give everyone their accesses. But we will get that going very, very soon. A few frequently asked questions for the end of the financial year. When you get your accounts, you'll see some things on there. One is the ATO supervisory levy, $259. The ATO make you pay that. Why? Because they can. So you will need to pay that to the ATO on a BPay slip that we will provide you. Some people get a shock in the first year when they actually get a tax bill. The SMSF will get a tax bill if you have been putting in contributions or if your employer has been putting in contributions. So once again, that comes as a shock to some people that they get a tax bill on their SMSF. Basically, when you were with your other fund, your previous fund, let's say an industry fund, you didn't have to pay a tax bill, but they were paying the tax for you. There is 15% contribution tax on all concessional contributions, and your previous fund was just paying that. You didn't even notice. Whereas in an SMSF, you physically have to pay that. So it may come as a surprise for some people in the first year, but that will happen. If you don't have enough money in your SMSF bank account to either cover the tax fees or our fees going forward, very, very easy. Either contribute some more money, or if your employer is contributing, the money will build up to pay those fees, or you may have to liquidate some of your assets. So that's why we often say to buy some gold or silver. If you're buying it, buy some smaller quantities as well, so that when the time comes, you can just sell off small pieces to put some money back in the bank account. If you have any other questions, we do have a frequently asked questions document on our website. It is intensively long. I don't think many clients have read it all, but it really is good just to scan through it, because there'll be questions in there. You go, oh, okay, yeah, I thought about that. Have a look through that if you can. Have a look at our YouTube videos, and then contact your accountant if you've still got more questions. Finally, just for this wrap up, is that we do now have an insurance broker. Her name is Lauren Stiles, and so if any of you have insurance in your other funds that you left behind, some people have left $5,000, $10,000 in another fund to keep your insurance going. We now are ready to start looking at your insurance and getting over to the SMSF. You don't have to, but it can be beneficial just to have one super fund. Your insurance is all in that. And also Lauren will talk to you about, often the insurance in your industry fund isn't that good. And you may find that when you come to claim on it, there's all these exclusions for this, exclusions for that, time limits, all sorts of things. Lauren will work through that and get you some really good insurance in your fund. So having said all that, I think I've talked myself dry. So I don't think I've got anything more to say for the end of the financial year, but thank you all for a wonderful year. It has been exciting. It's been such a pleasure to build the team that we've built and to be of service to all of you. And we get such wonderful reviews, such wonderful comments. If you have any comments, feed them back to us. We love putting them on the website, anonymously, of course, but it's just been absolutely fantastic to help you all. I've had so many people be so happy that they've been able to take control of their super, hold it in a physical precious metal, or buy their dream rural farm. So yeah, once again, thank you so much for being on board, and hopefully you will be on board for many, many years to come whilst we go through whatever is coming. Thank you.